First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out to take part in the Welcome Home celebration for your 2014 State Softball Champion. My name is Matt Robinson, if anybody here doesn't know me. That would be few, I would think. And I am honored to be asked to be the MC for today's activities. I've had the opportunity to take part in several of these welcome home ceremonies over my career as a sports broadcaster with KJ Country 102.3 and 97.9 XFM. But none of them have meant more to me as an Altamont native than this welcome home right here. This is one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen at any of the other unnamed towns welcome homes that I've been to. We're certainly looking forward to having a lot of fun today as we recap the season and get to know the personalities of the members of this wonderful team out after this wonderful season. Go ahead and take a look at the team's accomplishments quickly. They won the round robin at Columbia on April 5th. The team also won the Newton tournament on April 25th. They won the National Trail Conference outright. They won the National Trail Conference tournament as well on May 12th. Regional champions beating Beecher City 14-0 and Stewart's and Strasburg 10-3. The Stu Strong's Winter Co-op being a conference foe, that was really a quality opponent to defeat to get out of the regional. In sectional competition, they defeated Cumberland 2-0, last year's state runner-up. Sectional championship game, they defeated Altamont 15-0. After broadcasting that game with Kurt Becker, I made a bold statement saying we'll never see anything like that again the rest of this postseason. I was correct. They beat Camp Point Central 16-0. Then to the Final Four, beat Scioto West Prairie 3-1. 2-1. To put in some context, the postseason run that these girls completed, Altamont scored 62 runs through the postseason while their opponents scored a total of 5. This team's season came to a close with a final record of 29 wins and 4 losses. Let's meet the players from this year's squad. As I call your name, please stand. Gabby Wharton. Bailey Merkel. Madison Sears. Margot Stepmar. Ariana Copeland. Elizabeth Davis. Kedron Dukewitz. Shelby Phillips. Erica Higgs. Claire Velker. Swayze Lafoon. Right fielder, Nikki Tharp. Center fielder, Madison Onisor. Left fielder, Chandler Smith. Third baseman, Alex Teasley. Shortstop, Audrey Winters. Second baseman, Josie Phillips. At first base, Lauren Onisor. Pitcher, Deidre Ledbetter. Catcher, Lauren White. Designated hitter, Brooke Burns. Did I miss anybody? Shelby Sims. Assistant coach, Doug Winters. Assistant coach, Brian White. Assistant coach, John Ledbetter. Scorebook keeper, Sue Ho. And head coach, John Neber. At this time, I'd like to call up head coach, John Neber.
didn't really prepare anything for this, so this I could get diarrhea of the mouth a little bit, but I'm going to be everywhere. It's just, I've been running around all day just trying to think of things to say, and just lots of things have been popping in my head. You know, last year, when I got hired, I went to the first AEA meeting, and I don't normally go to those. I haven't in the past 2 years, but I went to this one, and they asked, you know, they kind of mentioned there's a softball head coach opening, and I went to Miss Larkins and I said, well, do you want that? And she said, no, I don't want to go softball. So I said, okay, I've coached it 1 year in Mount Pulaski when I was there, and so I said, okay, I'll go ahead and give it a shot. I'll put my name in. So I get there, I get to practice, not knowing that these girls have been hitting since January, throwing since January. And this is all last year. But about midway through, you know, we're having a pretty good season. I called John Neber and I go, we're pretty good. So I didn't know what I was kind of walking into. I said, I was just kind of helping. And, you know, I guess I got to get on the ball here so I don't mess things up. But that, you know, just to be part of this, and, you know, the word I've been using the past couple of days is thankful. I'm really thankful for the ride these girls have taken me on. You know, I haven't come in, I didn't blow them away with softball, X's and O's, and all the, you know, trying to get them to do things that they've never done. And, maybe signs. Some of the signs, I think last year I looked at them and I said, they were complaining a little bit in the dugout back there, and I said, either figure it out or don't back. Figure it out or something's going to happen. But they figured it out pretty easily. You could see them without giving away too many things. We count. And you can see them at the plate going 1, 2, 3, clear, 1, 2, 4, 5, clear, 1, 2, 3, clear. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, Steve. Okay. But just, you know, I didn't set the softball world ablaze by coming in here and just, these girls knew how to play. It was from day one that I could tell that they, you know, I'm thankful for, you know, there's the word again. I'm thankful for the parents, the fathers, the mothers that got out there when they were, you know, 3rd, 4th grade, learning circles, learning how to pitch to their daughters, the Gilbert Park facilities over there, the people that have taken the time out to coach. That's where you learn softball. You know, it's not when they're sophomores and juniors. It's then. And these girls came into with a very, very knowledgeable softball. So that, again, I'm thankful for that. So, you know, my job coming in here was to not screw things up, basically. You know, coaching philosophy is, you know, I've talked about it with the coaches, and Coach Neber just mentioned to me, he said, one of the good coaches to let the players play and get out of the way. You know, that to me was the philosophy of this team, was just let these girls play, get that right arm going, and just keep sending them out. And we did that a lot in this super section game, so that was a fun part of my job. You know, another thing that is really, I'm a big numbers guy, obviously. But I like to keep stats, and I looked at the speaker. This speaker gave me the stats from over the years, and you know, I'm also thankful for what these girls have done for the girls that haven't got there. You know, just to name a few from the stats. You know, April Reardon. You know, 1918 was amazing. Gretchen Burrow, Brooke Melville, Dan Beard. Just the girls, Daniel Neber over the years. Just Katie Lane, Rachel Schroeder. Just these girls, I guarantee, have the Altamont pride right now. So, you know, what you guys have done for them is you know, what they've, I know I missed a few, but just, I'm guaranteeing they're happy as you guys right now. So, another thing. Kind of going into, you know, that last game, and I'll just kind of speed didn't think that going into the game. After we saw the competition up there, we knew we had a pretty good chance. Trico was a darn good team. We actually thought the two pitchers that pitched that winning game might have been the best two pitchers up there in that weekend. I know there was a couple other good ones, but I would have taken those two over a lot. So going to that game, we knew it was going to kind of going to be a pitcher's battle. The coaches kind of spoke, we're going to have to play for a couple runs here, maybe a 2-0 score, 1-0 score, 2-1 score at the hotel. We kind of thought, it's going to be one of those games. We're going to play for a run here, run there. So the 6th inning run comes around, we got our 3, 4, 5 hitters, our 4, 5, 6 hitters up. And I turned to John Neber, was already at first base coach, and I turned to Doug and Ryan, and I knew my answer, but I was going to ask them because, I like to micromanage and give them a lot of input, and I said, if Warren gets on, then we bump one. Why? Brian looks at me and says, you do what you do. It's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted an answer. If I got 2 out of 3, I'd be okay with it. So Doug kind of half-heartedly shook his head no. And so that kind of made my decision. We weren't bunting. And lo and behold, we kind of heard today what happened. So that was the thought process on that one. So you let players be players. Lauren, I think we tried one bump with Lauren this year, right? Coming in the game the first time. She's a great bunter. It's just not something we want her to do. So we want her to hit the ball 20 feet, and that's what she did. So, one of the interviewers said, isn't it ironic that when I speak to interviews all year, I've spoken with Deidre and Lauren. I never separated the two. It wasn't Deidre pitching, it was Deidre and Lauren. One of the interviewers says, wasn't it ironic that Lauren picked up Deidre after she gave it that home run? I said, I never really thought about that. That's what them two big-time players make big-time plays. So, just to get out of the way, some of the things, again, go back to stats this year. Like I said, I'm going to ramble, but I'm just so happy to be, I'm thankful to be here. And I want to give these girls the most credit I can. Some of the season stats that we've had this year, starting with pitching, Deidre Ledbetter this year has had 26 wins, most ever in Altamont history. Going into the state tournament, she was second in career ERA. Finishing it, she was number 1. She had 259 strikeouts going into this year, which ranked her number 1. Take that back, which ranked her 5th all-time in strikeouts. 259 going into this year in 3 years. She had this year 284 in 1 year, which put her number 1 career all-time. Hitting wise, we littered this paper. Average, Madison Orange did it 490 as 5th all time. Deidre Ledbetter's 476 as 6th all time. And I have 3 other girls at 400 that didn't even make the list. So that tells you, how we hit this year. Deidre Ledbetter, 48 RBIs. Lauren White, 40. That's 1 and 2. Lauren Ornstorch, 37. Tied for 3rd. Josie Phillips, 31, which was 6th. So when they got on, we drove them in. On base percentage, Lauren Ornstorch finished with 569, and Madison with 559, which is 8th and 9th all time. Madison had 43 runs, Deidre had 41 runs, Josie Cook had 41 runs to go 1, 2, and 3 career for a season. Madison has the all-time hitting, I think at Madison and Deidre now lead 1-2 with 50 career hits this season. Josie is 41, which ranks her 4th, and Lauren White is 40, which ranks her 5th. And on our scores is 7th with 34. This season's put on into this Altamont softball record book. Batting average for a team, we're 2nd all time. We are 8th all time in stolen bases, 2nd all time on base percentage, number 1 fielding percentage all time. And number 1 all-time career wins with a state title. I just want to thank you. The ride I've been on with you guys. You know, you got set the record books ablaze. You've littered yourself around this town. You'll be driving 15 years down the road, you'll be driving down the road going, who wants that change? I still do it from my point of view, so I know what's going to happen. You'll reflect on this and you'll have one of those memories. Underclassmen, you got a lot to live up to. Can't get any better than that, but you got a lot of promise, okay? These girls have shown you the path, all right? We're going to get after it in January again, okay? So, no let up. This is a program that we put on the map. We're not going to let it fall off.
A couple of guys said they might want to talk, wasn't sure if they'd be able to. So I'll start with Bill Winters.
We'll see how this goes. I tell you what, right off the bat, this sure takes the sting off of a loss that's hurt me for a long time. The seniors, when they were in 8th grade, the girls at the public school, we didn't co-op at that time in junior high. We thought we were going to the state tournament, and we had game 1, and last half inning, things just kind of went crazy on us, and that's been a tough one to live with for a long time. So this took out those teams away, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of people I'd like to thank. We started when these seniors were going into 6th grade. We knew that the kids around them that we had a chance to do something good. Didn't know this was going to happen, but we started a program here, a travel ball program. We hadn't had one for a while, and if it hadn't been for a lot of the businesses in town, I want to thank them. We started out with no money, and we went around and begged for money from, Doug Phillips at the pharmacy, Lynn Cool, Irwin Telescopic, McDonald's, Jerry White. I know I'm leaving some people out, but, if if the community hadn't supported us like that, who knows if this happens? Gave these kids an opportunity, that we didn't provide for them until that time, and we couldn't have done it without all of you. I want to thank Coach Neber for allowing me to be part of it this year. I really want to thank him for being gracious enough to let us coaches put the numbers around our fellowship. Last night when I was sitting and reflecting, I sent a text to each of the coaches. I'd like to share, after having a little more time to think about it, I've edited a little bit, and no, it's not like that. And I guess you're going to see my soft side, but I know I can't read this, so Matt, if you wouldn't mind reading this for me. Thank you, everybody.
Let's hope I can read it. The three of us coaches with daughters on the team played fast pitch softball. When they are little, you wonder if maybe they might want to play. You toss her a ball and she chases it. She tosses it back and you chase it. You roll her grounders and she plays in the dirt. You pitched her and she swings in circles. Then she hits it and you chase it. She decides to pitch, so you sit on a bucket as she pitches to you, and you chase balls. She decides she wants to catch, so you strap her into a mask, chest protector, and shin guards that seem impossibly big. You volunteer to coach her and her friends. Sometimes you even dream of yesterday, but never really think it will happen. After all, think of all the thousands of other dads with the same dream. Well, yesterday it happened. Thank you, girls, for letting us be a part of this. Well, the next person on my list is Brian White, and he said he didn't know if he wanted to say much. Good luck following that.
My wife, me, my three kids have all come through this school system, been in Altamont all our lives. Miss Poe down there taught every one of us. I've been on a couple of pretty good teams from this area. This is the best team right here. Put a bunch of athletes together, and they don't, it may not gel or may gel to be all right, but it always takes a great big heart. And these guys have more heart than any people I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to get away from it, but I just want to thank everybody. It's just incredible, incredible. All the orange that was up there, all the oranges here. 50 cars that followed us through town yesterday, all the people standing in the rain, cheering and giving this sign one love. I love it, and I couldn't be more proud to be proud of them. Thank you.
Assistant Coach, John Ledbetter.
First of all, I'm going to try to handle this in a little more manly fashion. I want to back up a couple of years ago when John Neber knew the boys were in shape, and I'm thinking, boy, how's this going to work out for girls softball? And I know there were some girls thinking the same thing. But I had already made up my mind I wasn't going to ask John. I helped the year before that, and I already made up my mind I was not going to ask him to help. If he asked me, I obviously would help because I love doing it. And he called me and said, hey, would you be interested in helping? And I said, sure. So I pulled up to the very first practice the day that I was to meet John, and I thought, boy, I'm going to see girls running wing sprints, doing push-ups and setups for 45 minutes. We'll have a good time, chit-chat for a while. When I pulled up, they were just doing softball stuff. I'm like, what's going on? The boys didn't say it was like this. But I talked to John about, he was real soft with the girls at first. I'm going, John, you can push these girls. These girls have been pushed since they're junior high. He's like, yeah. So 8 or 10 practices later, I said, John, they'll respond to you push them a little bit. As long as they know you care about them, they're going to respond the way you want them to respond. He goes, yeah. I started to walk off. I turn around and look back and I go, you're scared they're going to cry, aren't you? And it didn't help John much. This was the answer. Yeah. During the season, once the season started last year, I started telling John, we're pretty good softball team. We're pretty good. He goes, okay. Well, he didn't have much experience in girls softballs. He didn't have anything to compare us to. And we're traveling along through the season. We're winning a lot of softball games. But, we really didn't know what kind of competition we were playing. Then we went to Pinckneyville, and we played Carterville, who is a really good two-way softball team every year. We beat Carterville 5-4 in a really close, good game. Well, then we come back and start playing the local teams. We're doing pretty well again. We're moving along. And John never communicates to me through phone calls. He always communicates with me through text. Well, he calls me one night, I answer the phone, and he goes, hey, did you look on the Illinois High School Sports? I go, no, what's up? He goes, Carterville just beat Goreville. Goreville was the #1 seed in the state in 1A softball. And I go, oh, yeah, great. And he said, like you said earlier, we're a pretty good team, aren't we? And I go, yeah, don't screw this up. But we got to talking. He goes, we got a shot to go to the state tournament this year, don't we? And this was last year. And I go, yeah, we do. We're going to need some breaks, but we got a chance. Well, it didn't end that way. We got beat in super sections. But we had a very good season last year. Well, this year, when we came in, he knew who we had coming back. So we had a really good core of girls coming back. And he was trying to figure out where to put freshmen in and how they were going to fit into all this. Because he had no experience with those groups. But when I came to the first practice this year, the first thing we were talking about was some team goals. And John said, well, obviously our goal is to make it to the state tournament. And it kind of took our breath. Like, should we say that? But obviously that's got to be a goal when you're only one step away the year before. So that's been the goal through the whole year. And some of the things that Coach does very well, I'd like to share with everyone. Some of the qualities I believe it takes to be a good softball coach, and that's organization, assessing abilities, and putting people in a position to succeed. And if you guys come and watch the softball team this year, you saw that from John, because we're winning. He did all of those things, but there's one thing that you guys don't see unless you're involved, and it's probably his best quality, and that is giving up his time to do extra things to make this a good softball team. I got one example of that, and Rich Onosaurus, real early in the season, sent me a text and said, hey, I was in Illinois High School Sports Bureau at Forsyth, was looking for a softball game, and they want to play a quality team. So I thought, yeah, that'd be a good one. Monroe Forsyth is a very good two-way softball team. So I sent the text to John, never followed up, I didn't do anything else about it. Well, he apparently got a hold of Mr. Arnold, and they got that scheduled, and about a week later John took a Saturday to go do that no one would have complained if he didn't do, and he also drove the bus. And with this group of girls, driving the bus is a challenge. But I guess I only got one more thing to say to John. This is not a pretty good team. This is a really good team. I also want to thank the community, and I was talking to my wife this morning, and we built when Neber was little, or Brock was little, I don't even really remember now. We built the hitting facility out in the ball diamonds. And that was supported by the community. A lot of people in this room bought candy bars to build that building. Sorry about the wig. But also there was a lot of volunteers come, did electrical work, plumbing, labor, everything to put that building up. And I don't know why this sticks in my mind, but I still remember we had an open house to show the community the new building they helped support get built. And I still remember Mr. Canuzzi, and I don't know if he's here somewhere today, but I still remember him going, so, when is it going to start showing in wins against two straws? I don't know why it's two straws, that was his comment. And this morning I was thinking, I think it worked.
Thank you, gentlemen. Very nice job. Now the portion of the program that says questions for the softball team. These are some questions. Some will be funny. Some will be informative. And looking through them, some will be a little awkward. Even for me. Okay. The first question is just open for anybody to answer, I guess. Does the team have any rituals before the game? Okay, go on down. I'm talking to this one now, I figured this one out.
For every game we tend to jam out, which consists of Deidre writing speakers going back to about 4th, 5th grade, not even know. They've gone through so many batteries. And Coach, even though he doesn't want to admit it, sings along. And going back to Justin Neber or This Girl Is on Fire.
Oh, a little addition.
You'll probably see it, but before every game, they always circle up and do the INS thing. And I know a lot of us are really superstitious, and we always wear like the same bra and stuff like that. We always wear like the same stuff. And I always, and for the whole postseason, I always wore the same ponytail and stuff like that. And I had my shoes that I always wore, and I know like tons of girls are like that too. So yeah. My superstition is wearing my bun like directly on top of my head with a black little like clip-on bow. And the day before state championship, I couldn't find it and literally tore apart my entire hotel room, but I found it. That's it.
I happened to get this breast cancer awareness wristband when I went to the All-Star game for basketball. And I was very disappointed that we had breast cancer, but she's now cancer-free. And I was swimming right before I think it was sectionals, and I always put it in my left back pocket of every game or every warm-ups and everything. And I was happening to swimming, and I threw it off to the side so I didn't get a tan line, and the dog took it. So I was like freaking out before we left for the game, and I could not find it whatsoever. And Lauren has it too, she's like, here, you can wear mine, because she knew I was put it there. So every game, throughout the entire season, I put this in my back pocket.
Thank goodness for a twin sister in that situation. All right, as I said, Nikki, where did you get the wiggle in your batting?
That's where
Alex Teasley. By the way, happy birthday. Describe for us your season injuries.
Freshman year, I was out most of the season. Yeah, and I had surgery because I broke my knuckle. And then sophomore year, I think I might have been injury free for sophomore year. I don't know. And no, I broke my finger that year too. What? I think it was. And then junior year, I'm not sure. This year, I had broken the same knuckle as freshman year. Always injured. And then we were up on the fire truck after the sectional, the super sectional, and I almost fell off, but it's okay. And then I almost fell off today, but that's okay. The season's over. It doesn't matter.
I'm sure I got my list right here. Bustle tooth. I want to remind you of bustle tooth.
Oh, yeah, I got hit in the mouth. That was last year. Now we're maps. During warm-ups.
Looks like Lauren also worked at Georgia on this. Lauren, what is it elsewhere?
Okay, well, first of all, in high school, everybody gets their nicknames. Adrian was Dee, Lauren was Laura, Maddie was Mad Dog, which is why everyone heard who let the dogs out whenever she hit. And I said, what is Lauren on the team? I didn't really have a nickname, I was just kind of Lauren of sorts. And, but last year, when our lineup came out, it was Maddie, Josie, Deidre, Lauren. And every single time that Lauren and I would get consecutive hits, or whatever that may be, we called it elsewhere, which is Lauren, obviously. And every single time this year, when, especially in state and for the semis and for the final game, whenever anyone, what happened was I hit my home run, and Lauren hit her home run back to back, and then the championship game, I got a single and Lauren hit the home run. We called the elsewhere went into effect. And it's kind of ironic because before we came up to bat, I specifically went up to Lauren. Every time that we did something right, I would go up behind her, we did a fist pump, and we were doing elsewhere this time. We have to, we have no other options. So that's where it came from.
Yes, Josie, back to you. Says here, Josie, can you tell us about your postseason injury?
It's actually not during the season. Yesterday, when we were holding a trophy, it weighed a lot, and I think I pulled a muscle in my chest.
Maddie, what are the negatives of playing with a twin sister?
Well, I can't really think of a lot, but for one, it's definitely going to be, you always hear, Lauren Armstrong's home run. Lauren Armstrong's home run. Lauren Armstrong's home run. I've had zero real life softball players, so I think that's probably it.
Lauren White, will you describe your thought process when you throw the ball back to the pitcher?
Let me give you a little background. This started sophomore year. I played shortstop and Katie Lang pitched, and she was going through a major back injury at that time, and I was starting to feel some pain too. But Lauren would continually throw the ball over her head, just absolutely launch it. And Sadie Spilker was playing second. We'd always try to meet in the middle and field program balls that she was throwing back to us. It was quite frustrating. And then the same thing kind of started happening again last year, and when I was pitching, and she would.
Yeah, and it happened in the 12-inning Mulberry Grove regional game.
After 12 innings of pitching, I was still leaping and diving after balls on the mound, coming back from my catcher. But yes, we made it through this year, so we're okay. But here's her thought process on getting the ball back to me.
Okay, I can throw the ball back to Deidre. I'd be lying if I still wasn't thinking about it yesterday in the state championship game, but we got through it, so.
This question is really kind of open for anybody, I guess, on the team. So, I guess, Lauren, they handed it to you, you can hand it off, maybe. What would you girls say is your favorite thing about Coach?
We've already been through sessions, we just need to get that one more step. And it's nice before the game for all of us to huddle right before we team out and to know that we don't have to hear in the back of our minds, you guys got to hands to the ball, you got to go. Like all of this pressure is not there. And that's one reason why I think that we were able to go so far is because we were able to just relax more and there wasn't a lot of pressure on us.
Drive the buses, he would always play his music and sing along with us. And, yeah.
I also think he has a really good voice.
And he had pretty good dance moves up in the driver's seat also.
What's your least favorite thing about Coach?
This announcement is for the softball team. Can we please meet in, let's meet in the gym? Thanks.
I think you girls are lucky. I don't see any questions for the coaches. But we could make time if you needed to. This next question says, underclassmen. So this is open to the floor for several of you. Tell us a senior player you admire and describe what you have learned from that player.
On me that it just, I can't pick one of you that would have to say, my freshman year coming in, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing on first base, and Warren Oswich, I want to thank you for working with me so well. I would have to go with Lauren White, because she always helps me with catching. All the seniors already know what I'm going to say, so I'm going to spare the little crying fest that I would have, because I've been crying since they played We Are the Champions down there. You guys probably haven't noticed, but I'm using my hair because I don't have a napkin. So if you really want to know what I think, just ask the seniors and they'll already tell you.
Anyone else? Oh, okay.
I admire Lauren White for whenever I get frustrated and forceful and stab at the wall, she always lifts me up and tells me something encouraging, so I keep going. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other coaches have any other retaliatory comments? Yeah!
Let's start with the worst, least favorite. Girls, leave. Girls, let's go. Let's go on the bus. Let's go on the bus. Let's go. Let's go. It takes, we get 10 minutes, and to me, 10 minutes is plenty of time to get ready for a ball game. Let's see. Oh, the one that talks about the signs, that was a pretty frustrating moment. No, these girls, I don't have a lot of things to...
Can we get a microphone down here? I think we got some comments on this also. I mean, coming in, you came in last year with our signs, and they were a little wild, not gonna lie. He said he was gonna keep it simple, but it turned out to a whole process. And we had numbers for every button steel, and that's how many times he was gonna touch his shoulder or his head, and then he added in an and. So he had to touch his belt, and that was and something else that was gonna happen. And we were counting to like 12 in the batter's box.
Plus, sometimes you do it a little like slow, so whoa. And then you speed up. And then you don't know what to call next, so maybe like make this face like.
one thing I've noticed, especially this past month when it was a little warm, I'm throwing BP, and I'm working my rear end off, sweating. And it's prom time. And I'm hearing, yeah, I'm getting my nails done, I'm going to get tanning. You guys tan today? So I turn around and I go, girls, softball talk. Now. So I don't need to be girly things. I'm working here. Let's work on stuff. But I've been enjoying, the idiosyncrasies of these girls, the tangled web that these girls have come together as the group. It's a 180 experience from one coaching boys basketball to girls softball. And I'll tell you, I said it to the reporter the other day. I said I've learned a lot from these 2 years coaching. I'm going to incorporate both ways, so I appreciate that.
A good MC never loses control of the ceremony. I think we can scratch that off my resume. Well, I think that's pretty much going to be the conclusion here as we wrap up this ceremony. I'd just like to say thank you. Thank you to the fans and the tribal council for supporting the team and doing it with class. After the Super Sectional Championship and Camp Point Central was walking off the field, the Altamont fans and players stopped their celebration, turned on the diamond to applaud them and their effort that day. That really meant a lot to me to see my hometown crowd take the time to respect their opponent's efforts. That was really something that is not always seen as we go around. Most importantly, thank you to the team, the players and the coaches. Having a daughter, Molly, that's a senior, that's been classmates with you girls all through high school, and a lot of you in grade school as well. I've had the chance to watch this group throughout the years, and it's been very special for me to watch this team's success over the years. You guys have overcome obstacles in your career throughout the years and achieving, ultimately, your ultimate goal. During graduation, a repeated theme was setting the bar high. This team can take pride in the fact that you were able to set the bar. This team can take pride in the fact that you were able to bring the first trophy home in any team sport. And nobody will be able to set the bar higher. As I watched the trophy presentation with my 8-year-old Mason, he looked up to me and said, I want to do this too. Girls, you should take pride in the fact that you've shown the next Altamont teams and athletes that it is possible with hard work, talent, action, and pride, they can also achieve their goals. Thank you to everybody for being here today and welcoming home your 2014 1A State Softball Champions.
My vocabulary range is very big. every time something good happens, Deidre always goes, woo! Literally every time. And I hope that next year, as a senior, being the only senior, I can help these girls as much as they've helped me.
On that note, unless there's anything else, I think that will conclude. The question from the crowd is did we set an attendance record for the state tournament? That is not an official record, but from what I can tell you from being in the press box, from being around the IHSA officials, they said they've never seen a student section show up for a softball game quite like that, or a community turn out to support a team the way Altamont showed up for that state championship game.
We've made a page on Facebook. What's the name?
It's the 2014 Altamont softball team. We made a page on it for anybody who wants to upload pictures of our journey of regional, soup sectional, anything state. We put on there and then anybody can look at them if they want, and then it's on Facebook.
It'd be nice just to see different views, different vantage points from everybody. I know a lot of cameras were taken, so these girls would appreciate if that could be taken care of. It'd be nice.
All right, we've got some more questions. Hey, I'm game if everyone else is. We got to see the personality here of this group. The question from the crowd was, who of our seniors is planning on playing softball in college? And I know we have several. I'll pass the mic to whoever wants to take it.